Hello. Are you also in online school? Today, I will be your professor, and I will be telling you how to ace online school. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not actually a professor. I'm only 18. But I do know quite a bit about online school. Since the final quarter of my high school career consisted of only online classes, I have become quite experienced in the knowledge of online school. And now that I have all of my college classes completely online, I have mastered this subject. And so now I'm going to give you some pointers and tips on how to succeed in online school. My first step is to get organized. And the first part of getting organized is to have a checklist. I have many checklists. I am the queen of checklists, and I personally keep all of my things to do on these. For example, mine for today is this. So I don't know if you can really see it, but on this side I have all of the things that I have to do for school, and then on this other side, I've already done a couple of things, so you probably can't see them, but I have everything that doesn't have to do with school, and I highlight those as I go. So when I do that, I feel like it's easier for me to process what I have to get done, because unfortunately, with online school, you don't have a teacher in a classroom telling you every day when stuff is due. And so now that we no longer have that luxury, I make sure that I write everything down that I have to do so that I can make sure it gets done when it needs to. Also, another part about being organized is your workspace. So first of all, you probably shouldn't be doing your homework on your bed or on your floor or anything like that. You should have a designated space for work. And for me, that's my desk. It's really good to have a specific space that is only for work and for nothing else. So that way, when you sit in that space or you go into that space, you know that it's time to get work done. My next thing is to get a routine. I live for routines. I don't know if that's just me, but I don't like when things change. And so I always have a set routine that I follow every day. Part of this routine is going to sleep and waking up at the same time every single day. I've fallen off of this schedule a little bit because of YouTube. I've been editing a lot at night, but normally I will make sure I have an alarm on my phone actually that goes off at I think 10, and it says go to sleep. And so when that goes off, no matter what I'm doing, if I'm like watching YouTube or something, I will make sure that I start at least getting ready to go to sleep, like washing my face, brushing my teeth, things like that. So that way I'm somewhat on a schedule, and then also waking up at the same time every day. So I have an alarm that goes off at 8, and that's usually when I wake up. My live online lessons don't really start until 10:30, so I like to get up a little bit earlier so that I can make breakfast and drink some water and get myself ready for the day. Another part of this routine is to set breaks for yourself. For me personally, it's not really like this time to this time I'm doing this as my break. It's more just when I know that my body's starting to get a little tired and a little run down, then I will go to the kitchen, make myself some food, or just something to get my face away from the screen and kind of reward myself for being productive, because that will motivate you to be more productive in the times that you're supposed to be, because you're also giving yourself breaks. Also, make sure that you try to, as much as you can, separate your work time from your break time, because I used to not do this, and so I would just kind of put my feet up on my desk whenever I was starting to get tired, and I would just scroll on Instagram for 10 minutes, but really that 10 minutes turned into more like an hour, 2 hours. So what I suggest is for when you do take breaks, it's better for your brain to get out of that area. So for me, it's my desk. I get out of my desk, I push my chair in, and I go do something else for a little bit. So yeah, setting a routine, at least for me, is pretty important. My third thing is to make sure that you're caring for yourself and loving yourself, because this is a really hard time right now for a lot of us, and especially if you have a lot of hard classes, it is really hard to teach yourself everything. And it's also really hard for your teacher to be able to properly teach you when they're not used to the platform. And so it's really good that you give yourself a break as well as your teachers. Don't be so hard on yourself. Taking care of yourself is really important. Make sure that you're still showering and make sure that you're still washing your face and eating food and drinking water and things like that. Although no one can smell you or maybe not even see you, you can. And so I think it's really good to make sure that you still are staying hygienic and stuff so that you can feel better about yourself. And this also has to do with like getting dressed and stuff. Just because you're not going to a real class doesn't mean you can't shower and get ready and maybe do some makeup and stuff if you want, just to make yourself feel a little bit more productive. Because if you're doing your work in your pajamas all day, you're probably just gonna wanna sleep and be lazy all day. But if you actually get dressed and you get yourself ready to go and do work, then you'll probably be more productive. Another part of taking care of yourself is making sure you're getting out and getting active. So I have kind of fallen off of doing this, which I'm trying to get back on. But things like working out or just spending time outside, those are things that we kind of used to do during school. You know, we'd have like PE and things like that. It's really important that you are still taking care of your body and getting active as much as you can. My last part of this is you need to get off social media. I'm sorry, not sorry, I just exposed you. You are probably on social media way more than you used to, which is way too much. And I know that I fall into this too, and it's really bad for you. So just making sure that you take breaks off of your phone, and especially when you're actually doing school, I like to put my phone in a drawer or something, or at least put it on silent or do not disturb so that I'm not as distracted by it, because your phone can really keep you from being productive, which is why most schools don't even really allow you to use your phone during class. Taking care of yourself also involves your mental health, and social media is not very good for it, so try to take breaks from that as much as you can. My last thing is to set goals and keep them. So this can be short-term, long-term, whatever term goals you have. For short-term, like for me, it would be to do these daily checklists, make sure that I'm getting my stuff done. And when I do get these things done for the day, I usually reward myself. Like I will make myself some hot cocoa and watch The Office. Just doing things to reward yourself for getting those short-term goals are really good. And also long-term goals. So like when I do succeed getting good grades, try to reward myself so that I'm more motivated to do it again. And it's also just good for loving yourself. You know, rewarding yourself for getting your goals accomplished can help you a lot mentally with getting your things done. And now, after giving you all of my tips and pointers that I have, I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a great rest of your week. Make sure you're eating food, staying hydrated, and staying hygienic, and I will see you next Friday. Bye!